So, if you haven't met me before, my name is Sarah Gallagher. I am the founder of this group, Widowed Solo Parenting. I'm also a grief coach. I've been coaching one on one and group coaching for about 4 years now with other widows and other grievers. And I'm also a project manager. I've been a project manager for 13 years. And most importantly, I am a widow and a solo parent. And I've been a widow for 8 years now with a 10-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. And I wanted to briefly talk to you today about how to reconcile grief and love together. So, by telling you a story of my own, when my son was 2.5, that's when his father unexpectedly passed away. And for the first year, I was very much in my own little bubble of grief and all the feelings and all the emotions and my head, mind ruminating and everything. And I just couldn't know I couldn't be there for him in the full capacity that he needed me to be. So I signed him up for all these interactive groups as possible. Like, for instance, one of the things I signed him up for was soccer camp. And that would mean that every week at a specific time for 45 minutes, he'd be running around on the field with the coaches, having the time of his life as they really chase the ball back and forth, by knowing that he was okay and knowing that I could be okay at that moment too. So, in a sense, I would kind of schedule time for myself to release because I knew that I couldn't just keep all these feelings bottled up inside me because that would just be push them off the way I couldn't deal with that. Grief is there and the mourning is there and all the feelings are there because they want their attention. They want you to acknowledge them. So that space where he was running around and he was safe and happy, that's when I would take the time to sit and be here in my grief and all the emotions and I just play with them. I would take a feeling and I just take one of the feelings and try to identify it and say, okay, what is this? Is this happiness? Is this sorrow? Is this anger? And I just let it feeling and I just like note it and acknowledge it. And that's when I realized that there's so much more to grief than just mourning. There's all the feelings with it. And I need to learn how to reconnect, how to reconcile all that together. And then as I was doing that, I was watching my son as he's running back and forth, having the best time, and I'm loving him so much. And I'm loving my husband so much because he is the one who actually brought him to me. He gave him to me with our love together. And that's when I realized I'm still mourning and I'm still full of grief, but I'm also so full of love. And that's when I realized I can reconcile those two things, the grief and the love. Because what happens when you're a widow is that you get split down the middle and your heart goes one way and your mind goes another way and you're trying to connect them again, but there are so many different things that they are all feeling. And this takes time. This takes time for to sit there and feel the feelings and let it go and reconcile. I've learned over the years and over coaching other widows and coaching myself and seeing my kids and just being present, realizing that I know how to help you reconcile your grief and your love, how to reconnect your heart and your mind together. And I would love to talk to you more if you want to know more. I have a live coming up this Thursday where I talk more about this. But if you want to get straight to the grain of things and talk to me personally, DM me. Let's book a call. Let's see what your transformation looks like once you can figure out how to reconcile your heart and your mind together again and reconnect them, your grief, your love, all of it. It's beautiful. Talk to you soon.